Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. First of all, I just want to get that out of the way for all the mothers who are tuning in this afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to you. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope you're all having a restful Sunday. It's 1:51 p.m. here in Kenya, Nairobi. And I'm just doing a quick, every week, you guys, people who follow me on my YouTube channel, you all know that I do a weekly Forex analysis. So my YouTube channel is actually dedicated to that, as well as just looking at the cryptocurrency markets as well. But for the purpose of this video this afternoon, I'm focusing on the Forex market, just getting prepared for the week ahead. And I'll just start, I just opened my trading view and it landed me on gold, and we can see what happened last week in gold. Last week was a very, very interesting week for me as a trader as well. And I'm sure a lot of people out there, because it was NFP, and all I can say, it was a bloodbath for some of us in the market. I actually stayed out Friday, but it was relatively okay. And then on Thursday, things just, kept on hitting a couple of stop losses and everything. And our performance was not as exciting as it has been the last couple of weeks. But we all know this is trading. You get in knowing, there's one time or a couple of times, out of your year that you have interesting trading weeks that are not as exciting as you want them to be. So I'm back here today to just, look at the week ahead in terms of just scan the different currencies that I usually trade or share within my signals group, and just to prepare. So we are on gold now, and we can see gold had been ranging for quite a long time. Okay, so if you look at it keenly, since the 15th of April all the way to the 6th of May last week, gold had been in a range, stuck in some range, and then it broke out. Okay, it broke out, and this was on Friday. It finally broke out of this range and just pushed all the way up. I remember during one of my classes, I actually talked about this on Thursday evening, about the fact that I was anticipating gold getting to 1840. And as we can see, it got to 1842. Yeah, so I mean, bang on target. And so what's been happening is, if we look at it from a historical perspective, gold was at, this is 1679, 30th of May, 30th of March, okay? And since then, it's been in a bullish trend, pushing up, respecting structure. I keep on telling people I trade structure a lot. I enjoy trading structure a lot. And we can see what's been happening here. So if I go on the daily, let me just look at the daily. On the daily chart, it's very, very clear, as you can see again, what's been happening. Okay, please excuse my many lines and whatnot. I sometimes just don't delete them, just to look at the different levels. So literally, if you look at this, gold has respected structure, and we can see it retested a previous high. Okay, and this previous high was near the 1853, 1845. It got to 1842, so it almost just hit the 1845, 1853 level. Okay, now my take is it kind of pushed back. You can see the rejection candle over here. My take is it may continue to push to the downside and just continue to respect the trend to the upside. So it may push lower and then continue to the upside. But we may see some continuation to the upside. I'm hoping that it would respect my structure levels here and just keep to the trend here. And then before maybe it tapers down a bit. Yes, so that's where I'm at right now. Of course, we look at the market when it opens up. We know for sure that NFP made it move faster. I mean, gold is always going to push up, but NFP, of course, made it impulse even faster. In like 2 days, gold had done over like 500 pips or almost 500 pips, which is quite something in a 2-day trading period. So that's not really something really normal per se. I mean, gold does move, but I was just like, you know what, it really did in those 2 days. So I feel like there could be some continuation to the upside, but it might just taper out a bit, continue to respect structure, and then we can then see what happens. But of course, Monday, New York session, I'll have another look and I'll be able to tell. So that's gold. I want to look at one of the most popularly traded currencies, which is Euro USD. And if we look at it as well, similarly like gold, it really pushed up, okay? And I find that gold and Euro USD kind of have, what do we say, a correlation, you know, positive correlation. Just hold on, trying to look at my, yeah, so I find USD and gold tend to have a positive correlation. And we can see, trying to delete something here. Yeah, so you can see what happened over here. Okay, gold, Euro USD is pushing to the upside. It has literally gotten back to the high of 24th February. Now, my position right now as we speak is I would want to see EU continue on to the upside. Okay, it may reject, but seeing as we've scaled, we've actually closed above, you know, the support and resistance level here. I wouldn't be surprised if it just continued onwards to the upside. I mean, I personally, I'd like to see that happen. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. Trying to, I just want to, you know, it's respected. So it could reject, okay, because you can see this is a major rejection level, okay, and then push a bit lower. But I'm really anticipating that it will go all the way. This is about how many pips to the upside? About 185 pips, you know. So I'm actually seeing this happening. But if it doesn't, then we know we may consolidate here or kind of try and push lower and just respect the structure basically. But for now, I am quite bullish on EU. Then we have another pair I want to look at is USDJPY, also yet another popularly traded yen pair. As you can see, the opposite happened with UJ. It dropped, okay, and literally we could see a wedge pattern formation there. If you see this on the lower time frame, I think I had called for a sell at some point for UJ. It happened much later than when I had initially anticipated the drop would happen. If you look at this here, we can see that it was in 4th of May is when I was actually anticipating a drop. That didn't happen. It just consolidated for a while, and then finally on the 7th of May, it dropped, you know, NFP happened, and that was it. So the thing about trading is even if your setups don't happen immediately, but they happen eventually, exactly as you'd anticipated them, then it's actually okay, because it means that you're actually beginning to see, or you're actually able to look at the charts a bit better. So that's UJ. So I feel like there's going to be a correction, a continuation to the downside, at least to respect structure over here. I mean, just look left, we can see what's been happening. UJ, you know, has come all the way from the 31st of March, dropped. And this is, if you notice, the same time that UJ was dropping is the same time that gold was beginning its ascent. And that's why I'm like, UJ and gold tend to inversely correlate, just as EU and gold tend to positively correlate. So my take right now is I'm slightly bullish on, bearish on UJ. I want to see it scale a lower high and lower lows, and probably reject at this level before, pushing up. But I'm still generally bearish on UJ. Depending on what happens, we can see that the drop during NFP happened several hundred pips, retested, and now is consolidation. But just this bearish candle here is telling me another story, that this level has to be respected, before it pushes to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting on UJ. Let's look at the GBP pair. So a popular pair that I like to look at, guys, is GU. As we can see, GU really is something. But this move finally happened a day later. Okay, kind of wicked us out. And this is the thing with NFP. All these unnecessary wicks you can see here, just wicking us into a trade and then stopping us out. That's what was happening last week on Thursday, especially. And that's why we got hit by a couple of stop losses. And that's why a lot of the time I don't like trading the news or during NFP week, because it's very silly week in terms of trading. You can get stopped out for no apparent reason, sudden news, sudden movement in price because of news. So as you can see here, at the end of the day, after all was settled and done, it finally respected structure, because that was my anticipation that it was going to break the trend line, and then push to the upside. So now that we're here, I just want to go first on the daily and then look at it again a bit better. So on the daily, yes. So on the daily, we've respected structure. Okay. I feel like GU may continue to push to the upside. Okay. So it's just looking bullish. This engulfing candle here is just looking very bullish. I would want to see it try and get to our line of confidence at this level. So this is about how many pips? Probably 120 pips next week. But we could see a push to the downside. Why? Because there's been kind of a bit of rejection at this level. Okay. My take is, if it closes, probably, if it pushes maybe, let's see how many pips, about 30 pips to the upside, I believe we'll begin to see a continuation to the level of 1.41072. So that's just me, bullish on GU. Let's look at GBPJPY, another really popular pair that I know I have friends who love to look at GJ. We are basically respecting structure as well. We failed to break past the trend line on the daily. Okay, so again, let me look at the 30 minutes. Let me just look at the time. So those are rejection, as you can see. We were definitely in a range. Okay, all of this is arranging sideways, annoying. And when I say annoying, guys, I just say annoying for me. I don't like trading ranging markets. I find them very tricky, and we can see, just as gold has been ranging, just as GU has been ranging, GBPJPY also has been ranging, UJ has been ranging. So technically, the markets have been in a sideways movement. And right now, we're just seeing GJ technically respecting structure, rejection on this trend line, and possibly pushing lower. It could even get to the 150.953 level before it pushes up, or it could just break through. So I wouldn't jump into GJ immediately the market opens on Monday. I'd probably just wait to see what happens. If it really is, I would love to catch the breakouts, either to the upside or the downside. At this point in time, we are, technically scaling higher lows. So we could continue to push up, but I'm very 50-50 on GJ. Because it's really at a resistance level at this time. So this is where we are at, and we could just push a bit lower before we push up, or just, so I am neutral on GJ, but I would actually like to see it break to the upside and just, kind of balance out this balance on this other end. So that's me. But if it pushes below the 151.516 level, then we can definitely anticipate a drop to its previous low. Okay, so that's GJ. Then we have euro. Let me look at another euro pair. Euro NZD. Actually, I want to look at NZDJPY. I like trading it as well. So it has also been bullish, looking very similar to you know, the GBP pairs, kind of. Let's say at a very strong support level at this point in time, support resistance level. It has failed multiple times to break through, but I really am bullish on NZDJPY. We can see this is a flag formation on the daily. Yeah, we can see a clear flag formation here, pushing to the upside. I don't think it's done with its push to the upside. Okay, it may reject and now push down, but even if it pushes down, I still feel we have more room to go to the upside. Okay, but NJ has also been very bullish since last year. It tapered, the bullish run tapered out a bit in November to January, and then in mid-Jan began to push up. So I feel like this is just a correction after a long, run to the top, and then, now slowly ascending, So I am kind of bullish on UJ, okay? But as you can see, we are still in this range, okay? We are still in this sideways move. So there could be a correction down, but if you look at it long term, the move is still up. So whatever's happening, it's possibly that it's moving up, but we will first see a correction to the downside before we continue to the top. AUDUSD, another pair I love to trade or look at or call out in my signals group. And we can see basically again, we said the market has been ranging, okay, for a while. So AU also finally broke structure, okay, broke this previous high and pushed up, and then definitely, because after an impulse like this, there's no way price can just continue moving up without trying to come down to look for some steam. So it might be trying to retest this previous level here. We have when it broke out of the range, which is probably at the 7941 level, it will likely try to retest these levels here before it continues to the upside. Because I feel like just by the fact that we finally broke structure, we are definitely trying to push up. And as you can see here, if I just make this a bit more, we are in this sideways range. So sideways range, drop, sideways range, push up, sideways range. So this could either push down or push up. You'd have to look at market open. But overall, I am still bullish on AU, okay? Unless something happens, I'm still bullish on AU. So what else can I look at? Let's look at EURGBP, Euro Pound, Euro Pound, Euro Pound. Kicked our behinds last week as well, NFP, and just, it's really consolidated, right? So one of those things I keep saying, I don't like consolidations. Up, down, up, down, up, down movement, really neither nor there. It ranged for a bit, and then it finally just, got to the high, okay? Still kind of looking bullish, but, small bodied candles, so not a lot of, let me look at the 30 minutes. So let's see. So I like very ugly looking candle in my opinion. I've been waiting for EURGBP to just, clear this move and move up. So I am bullish on EURGBP. but there's been some, interesting moves here, and it's been rejecting, but I like there's no real direction. I'd like to see how it opens on Monday though. Um, to see how it opens. But may push lower, but I feel like it also still wants to continue to the upside and respect the trend on the higher time frame, which is relatively, like we said, bullish. Okay, so the market has kind of been bullish. So we could see some push to the downside. As you can see, this candle here is, a small bodied candle. So we might just see that maybe, it's not yet ready to break structure. So that's EURGBP. And finally, let me look at the indices. So I'll look at US 30. And we see US 30 was beautiful, beautiful. Very bullish, still bullish in my opinion. This is on the daily. If I look at the 30 minutes, I think it's still bullish. So you can see what happened here, broke structure, just boom. NFP really is something. But yep, we finally broke structure, guys. Yeah, so we could continue to the upside, but just know that, we'll definitely see some correction at some point. I can't call it now because it's not very clear, but we are still bullish, but it may try to correct to the downside at some point in the week or even on Monday. So yes, we'll see as we go along. So that's about it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please like, subscribe, share, comment, anything. If you want me to keep on just looking at different pairs every week, or a specific pair that you trade, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy and willing to do so. If you want to be a part of my signals group or my interaction channel, just join us on Telegram. Let's start talking. Let's see if we can get this on the show on the road for you, help you, just mentor you, coach you in trading. And yeah, so thank you. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your afternoon. See you in the New York session on Monday. And if you're trading London session tomorrow, all the best, guys. Have a fantastic week ahead. Thank you. Bye.